Hello and welcome to the United Forum. This is your latest Manchester United news, transfer news, updates, and your opportunity to voice your opinion out for the very first time in Sri Lanka. We are live for the squad analysis today. No match day this week. We are on the international break. England is currently playing at the moment as well. A young squad. There's just a Lingard starting from Manchester United, Sam Johnstone, the likes of Sam Johnstone. You get to see Trent Alexander-Arnold on the midfield, Kieran Trippier, Reece James, three right backs, very surprising. We've got Connor Cody, Tyrone Mings, and the likes of other players like Bukayo Saka and a few others as well featuring for England at the moment. So since it is the international break this week, we are here for the squad analysis for the season 2021-22. We've got almost 9, 18, 28, 32 players. 32 players on squad. So yes, let's just get going quite fast with this. To start off, will be before we start off with the analyzing, let me just give you a small list of names I've got on the squad for the Manchester United squad for 2021-2022. We've got the goalkeepers Lee Grant, Tom Heaton, Dean Henderson, and David Dyer. Defenders Stephen Mengi, Phil Jones, Eric Bailey, Victor Lindelof, Alex Telles, Diogo Dalot, Aaron Van Bissaka, Luke Shaw, Harry Maguire, and Rafael Varane. Midfielders, we've got Hannibal Mejbri, Jesse Lingard, Juan Mata, Nemanja Matic, Fred, Scott McTominay, Donny van de Beek, Paul Pogba, and Bruno Fernandes. And on the forwards list, we've got Shola Shortire, Anthony Alanka, Ahmed Diallo, Jadon Sancho, Marcus Rashford, Anthony Martial, Mason Greenwood, and Edinson Cavani, along with Cristiano Ronaldo. If any of you are tuning in at the moment, yes, once again, we are here for the squad analysis for Manchester United squad 2021-2022. So I'll be putting this list of players into a few categories, and these categories will be regular starter, rotation, and squad player. Regular starter, I don't think I really have to explain to you, but yes, a regular starter is a player who we expect to play all 38 games at the league and also Champions League matches, along with, if we do progress on FA Cup and Carabao Cups and other trophies towards the semi-final, quarter-finals, those matches as well. So basically, a regular starter would be a player we expect to play all 38, maybe 35 to 38 games throughout the season, apart from unavoidable circumstances like injuries. The other category we've got is rotation. So a player who we think is not a regular starter, but will be rotated here and there, maybe during cup games, maybe throughout the league as well, but just not starting games for Manchester United. And the last category, of course, we have squad player. It'll be too harsh to say that these are players who won't be able to feature. No, that's too harsh. But let's just say players who have to fight really, really, really hard to get into the starting level throughout the league and cup games. So you've got 32 players on the list to analyze and put into categories. So let's just start off because we've got a long way to go. It may be a little boring at the beginning, but as we go, we've got a few interesting situations when the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo, Edinson Cavani, Donny van de Beek, Alex Telles come onto the list. So let me start off with the goalkeepers and to start off with Lee Grant. Hold up, my chair's going down. It's a little bit. Oh, all right. Let's just get this count. It's better. So yes, to start off, we've got Lee Grant. I think it's no secret to you. It's no secret to me. You saw it last season. He did not appear in games, so he's mostly there at that goalkeeper setup. There's a bit of coaching as well for the Manchester United squad, and is there to hold that substitution board up. So let's go with starting off with Lee Grant. I've slotted him into as squad player. Now, this is where I really need you guys on that live chat. Do send in where you think these players fit into, whether it will be a regular starter, rotational player, or a squad player. So do send me what you guys think, and I will take that into consideration and maybe then slot the players onto these slots. So to start off with league round, we've gone with rotation for him, and then moving on to Tom Heaton. The interesting thing about Tom Higgins is I really don't get why Manchester United have gone with this transfer, because we do know that Sergio Romero moved on from Manchester United. I thought it was a really, really harsh way to get him off the club. He deserved a good farewell, because being that number two goalkeeper for so long and having that consistency he had throughout games is phenomenal. He was one of the best number two goalkeepers. Imagine being called your best backup goalkeeper, being the best number two goalkeeper. He easily should have left Manchester United a long time back, and moved on to another club and become their number one goalkeeper and got some reputation to himself, a few minutes to himself, and made that name for himself. But no, he was faithful to Manchester United. He did stay as our number two goalkeeper, and the way we showed him farewell was really harsh, in my opinion. And coming back to Tom Heaton, he is a past Manchester United player. He had a bad season last season with Aston Villa. He was injured, in fact, so he really couldn't get any minutes onto himself. Aston Villa got Emiliano Martinez. I thought once Martinez was settled at Villa, he was unstoppable. He was showing some classy performances, some good saves. A few FPL managers bagged quite a lot of points with Martinez as well. So not quite sure why Manchester United went in for Tom Heaton, because without Tom Heaton, we've already got three goalkeepers in Dahya, Dean Henderson, and Lee Grant. And going for Tom Heaton is a little confusing for me. I really don't know why Manchester United went for him. He did start in almost every game during that preseason, did show some good save. He did put on some good saves and showed that he's still got it in him. But I thought maybe save those wages, and we should have gone for a defensive midfielder, maybe with the wages we spent on Tom Heaton at the moment. So that signing is a little ridiculous for me. But yes, he is at the squad, so yes, I'll be backing him up. Let it be any player who comes to Manchester United. As long as he puts that jersey on as a Manchester United player, I'll be backing him up. Just like Fred, I know he's horrible at times. I'll back him up. McTominay is not the best of midfielders. Yes, people have their agendas with him. I'll back him up. As long as a player wears that Manchester United jersey, I'll be backing him up. So yes, with Tom Heaton, I've put him onto that squad player slot as well, because we do know, along with Lee Grant, Tom Heaton too is not going to make any appearance. It will be surprising to see Ole Gunnar Solskjaer pick Tom Heaton over Dean Henderson and David De Gea, because God forbid this happen, but if David De Gea gets injured, we do know that Dean Henderson will be the next goalkeeper. And if a situation comes where Dean Henderson has to make appearances in the league with the unavailability of David De Gea, then as our number two, we'll have Tom Heaton. And then maybe Tom Heaton shows a few appearances at the cup games like the Carabao Cup, but I really don't think such thing would happen. So yes, I've slotted him onto the squad player slot. So do send in your thoughts. Do send in where you think these players should be slotted, if they should be a squad player, if they should be on a rotation or a regular starter, because I've got my regular starters, you've got yours. You may think this player is suitable to start regularly. I may think a certain other player is suitable to start regularly. So do send your thoughts on the live chat forum. Moving on to Dean Henderson, I've gone. This is a really difficult one with Dean Henderson, because I'm really not sure if he should be on a rotation or if he should be a regular starter. Because if he is a regular starter, because he has to start quite regularly, which I don't think will happen. Solskjaer is a stubborn manager. We've seen it throughout, Solskjaer being stubborn. And now that he's fit, like I told you last, so that agenda of David De Gea and Dean Henderson is going to be back. So it will be interesting to see what does happen with the goalkeeping situation once Dean Henderson is fully fit. But for me, I think just because Dean Henderson is the number two goalkeeper, I have him under rotation. Just because Dean Henderson is the number two, I have him on rotation. But I really think he is a squad player because I really don't think he'll make much a lot of appearances uh, during the league. But yes, maybe the cup games. But the cup games are not going to be there for that long. How many games are we going to play at the cup game? Not much, are we? So really, yeah, I'll have Dean Henderson as a player who is on the rotation. Moving on to David Dahia, he is my numero uno. Yes, the number one goalkeeper for me. I know there is a lot of talk going and arguments going on between Dean Henderson and David Dahia. For me, David Dahia is my number one. For you, it may be Dean Henderson. If you do think Dean Henderson is a starting goalkeeper, send your thoughts in there. So yes, David Dahia is the number one goalkeeper for me. That ends our goalkeeping list for us. So let me just type it out here. As well. So it's going to be Lee Grant, who will be a squad player. I'll just have capital S for that. And it'll be Heaton. Heaton is also a squad player. So just give me a minute. That's better. I'll go with Heaton as a squad player as well. Henderson, moving on to Henderson. He is, I've going with rotation. So for rotation, it's interesting. I need to find a proper symbol on the keyboard. What do I go with? Just since he's rotation, I'll go with a capital R. And DDG, that is David Dahia, he is a regular starter for me, so I'm going to go with ST. Mind you, capital S is for squad player with SQ. Heaton is also a squad player, so SQ once again. Henderson, a rotation, and David Dahia, a starter. There you go. I'll pin that up for you as well. Mind you, once again, we are doing a squad analysis. I'm slotting the players in the Manchester United squad for the years 2021, 2022 in 3 slots. That is regular, starter, rotation, and squad player. We move on from goalkeepers to the defenders. Starting off with Heaton Mengi. I think I really don't have to explain about Mengi. He is a player from the academy, a youth player. He won't make a lot of appearances, maybe 1 or 2 appearances at that cup game, but not really on the league. And I'm not quite sure if he'll also start games on cup games as well. So yes, I've gone with Heaton Mengi as a squad player as well. Phil Jones, now the GOAT, the greatest of all time, the best centre-back Manchester United have got. And mind you, once upon a time, Alex Ferguson did say that Phil Jones is going to be one of the best centre-backs for Manchester United, but things did change. Then the tables turned. He started getting injured, a little injury prone at the moment. Not a little, in fact, he is injury prone. He's back to fitness. He is fully fit, so yes, but I still go with him as a squad player because I really don't see Phil Jones starting either the Premier League games, nor do I see him starting cup games. You never know, he might start a final. Just joking, jokes apart. He goes as a squad player for me. Moving on to Eric Bailey. I think he did really well last season because there were times he had to come. He did look a little off his mark. We did not see the usual Eric Bailey last season, but that I think was because he was affected with an injury as well. So as he came from the injury, after some time he came after an injury, he had to make a few appearances. He did not look after mark. I'm not quite sure. I can't remember. I think he was affected with COVID as well. So I think that played a small part in his role as well. He did not see after the mark last season. With Eric Bailey, I think I've gone with the rotation. slot for him because I think, apart from Harry Maguire, Rafael Varane, I think this season Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has to rotate his players because we've got a long season, we've got the cup games, we've got the league, we've got Champions League. Solskjaer has to rotate those players. Well, he can't, like last season. Last season, you did see Harry Maguire start almost every game until he got injured, along with Bruno Fernandes. So I think this shouldn't be happening this season. I think there should be a lot of rotation this season. We've got a long season to go. We are looking to charge for titles, looking to win trophies. Solskjaer has got to rotate that squad. So I really don't think he should be playing the likes of Harry Maguire and Bruno Fernandes every game, every league game, and every cup game. So I really think he should be rotating the likes of Eric Bailey and Victor Lindelof at the back. So yes, I've gone with Eric Bailey as a rotational player. Moving on to Victor Lindelof once again. I know he did start once again, just like Harry Maguire, almost every game last season as well. But like I told you, this season, Solskjaer has to do a lot of rotation. This season, what I'm mainly going to do, like I did say a few shows back as well, is that I'll be looking how Solskjaer is going to be handling this squad because we've got a long season ahead. I keep telling you this. We've got a long season ahead. We need silverware. He has to rotate his players. So yes, Victor Lindelof, I've gone with a rotation for him as well. Hoping to see him start during those cup games, especially the Carabao Cup, maybe the early stages of the FA Cup, and so on. Moving on to Alex Telles, wonderful left foot this guy's got. Unfortunately, at the moment, he is injured, but he did tweet out that he is missing football badly and he is passing to come out. And I know many of you out there as well is excited to see Alex Telles get back on field. We've seen what Alex Telles' arrival has done to Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw has transformed to another level. We've seen him what Luke Shaw offensively can do now because before Alex Telles arrived at Manchester, people did say that Luke Shaw's offensive game is not up to mark. But I think that we did see change last season. With that changing, I think he did play a huge role at the Euros as well because now I really don't see Luke Shaw getting dropped unless something unavoidable happens, which will not happen hopefully. So yes, I see Alex Telles as a rotational player as well. Moving on to Diogo Dalot. Plenty of rumors saying that he'll leave this summer. We saw Borussia Dortmund approaching Manchester United to get Dalot on loan. We did see AC Milan approaching to get Dalot on loan. I really don't. In fact, Manchester United wanted to sell Dalot to Milan on a permanent deal and not on loan at that time, and therefore the deal to AC Milan did not happen. Whereas when Borussia Dortmund did approach Manchester United, I think it was a little too late. Manchester United couldn't find a replacement for Dalot, and if we did not find a replacement, we won't have a backup for right back since Ethan Ladd too has moved on to Swansea on loan. So yes, Diogo Dalot is the backup right back. I don't see him. I'm not quite sure if he'll start the league games. We know that offensively he is a little better than Aaron Wan-Bissaka. But defensively, I think Wan-Bissaka is on another level. I really don't see any other right back at the Premier League at the moment better than Aaron Wan-Bissaka defensively once again. So yes, I think I hope I really do hope and pray Diogo Dalot just start the cup games because I really want to see Diogo Dalot play out. I really want to see what he can do because I think that he should be the future for Manchester United in terms of a backup right back. So yes, I think he should start the cup games. I hope and pray Solskjaer does pick him on those cup games. He needs to rotate the squad like I told you. So yes, I've started Diogo Dalot on that rotation slot as well. Do send in your thoughts because I slot these players according to my opinion. You guys may have a different opinion likewise. So do send in your thoughts at the live chat. Moving on to Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I really don't think I have to tell anything to you about this. He is definitely a regular start. I see him starting almost every game at the league. So yes, unless maybe Solskjaer changes something tactically, which we don't often see from a manager like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So I really think Aaron Wan-Bissaka is a regular starter for us. And moving on to Luke Shaw, once again a regular starter. I don't think him being dropped. Even tactically, I think Solskjaer go ups for Luke Shaw because the only reason I said tactically Diogo Dalot might be picked over Van Bissaka is because offensive output of Diogo Dalot is better than Van Bissaka. But I've told you, I've seen glimpses of Van Bissaka improving. He is a player who has room for improvement. So I do see Van Bissaka to start in most of the games, and Luke Shaw, I think, no doubt, he starts every game for Solskjaer. He did do well at the Euros. He's currently doing well at the World Cup qualifiers as well. So yes, I do see him starting as well. Moving on to Harry Maguire, once again, he is our captain. Throughout the league, I see him starting. Maybe we give him rest throughout those cup games, early stages of the cup games, and if we do progress to the semi-finals and finals of the cup games, yes, he has to start definitely. And throughout the Champions League, I do see Harry Maguire starting. So yes, I've gone as a starter for Luke Shaw, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and Harry Maguire. Moving on, Rafael Varane. Once again, you don't buy a four-time Champions League winner, you don't buy a World Cup winner, and you don't buy a 14-time finalist who's won all 14 finals just to have him on the bench, do you? Maybe the cup games, you give him a rest, early stages of the cup games, you give him a rest, but throughout the league and throughout those Champions League matches, Solskjaer has to start Rafael Varane. So yes, I've started him under regular starter as well. And that is it for the defenders. We've got quite a lot of defenders out there. If I'm not wrong, it's 3, 6, 9, and 10 defenders we've got on list. So let me just type that out there to you as well. So SQ is for squad player, that is Mengi Jones. We've got Jones. I did slot Jones as a squad player as well. Then we've got Bailey, who I've did slot him at the rotation as a rotational player as well. Then we go to Lindelof, who I did slot to rotation once again. Then to Tellus. There's a hell of a lot of players under the got to pipe quite a lot. I've got with rotation for Taylors as well. Download once again, rotation as well. Then we go on to Wan-Bissaka, AWP of a Spider-Man. Regular starter, definitely starter. And then Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw is a starter as well, no secret to me. Maguire, our captain, definitely has to start. Desiree says I've gone as a starter for him as well. And then Varane, a full-time Champions League winner, decorating a cup with those trophies. Definitely a starter as well. There you go. That is the list. Let me pin that up for you. Now, once again, Mengi, my new SQ is squad player. Mengi, Phil Jones is squad player. And R is for yes rotation. Bailey, Lindelof, Telles, and Dalot rotation. Wan-Bissaka starter. Shaw, Maguire, and Varane a starter as well. If you are tuning in now, once again, we are analyzing our squad for 2021-2022, the Manchester United squad for 21-22. We are slotting them in 3 categories. That is regular starter, rotation, and squad player. And we are almost halfway there. We've completed the goalkeepers list and the defenders list, and now comes the interesting part, the midfielders and forwards. So yes, do send in your opinions and thoughts on the live chat. So moving on to the midfielders list, starting off with Hannibal Mejbri. Once again, I really don't see him starting a lot of games, maybe 1 or 2 cup games. He is at the under 21 under 21 or 23 team at the moment. I can't remember. I think it's under 23s, under 21. Yes. Anyway, he's one of the youth squads at the moment. He is a youth player, rising player. A lot of promising players he did show on that youth team as well, and he did make one or two appearances on the our main team as well, our squad as well, the Manchester United senior team as well, and he did show a few good glimpses there as well. He plays quite all around at the wing, maybe a little at the wing, and also around the midfield. Yes, someone like Mason Greenwood who can play here and there. Manchester United, in fact, have a culture of players, have this culture at the moment where players are quite adjustable and where players adapt to playing at different roles. With Mercury, I've gone with him as a squad player. In fact, yes, once again from the youth, he has signed. He is only 19, if I'm not wrong. So yes, he has his time. I thought he would go on loan this season. He did not. In fact, Solskjaer did say that he needs mentoring his senior squad. I see him going on loan next season, and I hope it's a good place where he will get some game time, because this lad really looks like a promising player and one for the future. Yes, so with Hannibal Bedbury, I've moved on to squad player Jesse Lingard. Interesting situation, isn't it? Because for the sake of his career, for the sake of himself, he should have moved to West Ham when he had the chance to, because this was the betterment of his career. Because at West Ham, during that long spell he had at West Ham, we did see what he can do, because that playing style just suited him. And I thought Jesse Lingard to West Ham would have been the perfect move for West Ham, would have been the perfect move for Manchester United, and of course the perfect move for Jesse Lingard himself. But he's opted to stay. West Ham did approach us more than a couple of times to get him. He's opted to stay, so he's a Manchester United player. It's really difficult with Lingard, isn't it? Because Solskjaer quite likes him. We've seen that Gareth Southgate likes him too. He is being called to the England squad as well. At the moment, he is playing. He is featuring for England as well. So not a regular starter. He can't be a squad player. So definitely he has to slot into that rotation. So I'll go with rotation for Jesse Lingard. Moving on, Juan Mata, the maestro for Manchester United. Listen about Mata. I really don't understand why Manchester United gave him that contract renewal, because for me this was the time for Mata to move on. He's been a fantastic servant for Manchester United. We should have got him to the coaching setup this season itself, I thought, but no, Manchester United have renewed his contract. A few arguments, a few thoughts, a few opinions saying out that Manchester United's squad is quite young and you just can't stack the squad with youth players as well. But had you sold Mata this summer, not sold, in fact, not renewed that contract and got him to that coaching setup this summer instead of the squad, we should have invested that money on a defensive midfielder who is like the likes of Ruben Neves, who is experienced, and then that experience to the Manchester United squad. Yes, I do know that he is not as experienced as Mata, but you've still got Mata on that squad as a coach. Maybe it's for the better. But he is at the squad. I see him starting cup games. He did start quite regularly in the preseason friendlies. I really don't see him starting at the league. Maybe a few cup games. So yes, I'll just go as a rotation player. He is aging. His legs are running out. So yes, I'll go as a rotation player with Nemanja Matic. Ooh, he comes the interesting part now. Nemanja Matic is an interesting situation, in fact, because yes, like Mata, he too is aging. But considering the position he plays, that is centre defensive midfielder, Matic is the best option we've got on that role. He is the only midfielder at Manchester United at the moment in this senior squad who can hold a midfield by his own. Yes, he is 18 and therefore he can't start every match. Maybe a few matches he starts on 45 minutes, maybe about 40 minutes on his legs, maybe a half an hour, and then maybe a few other games as a starter. I thought of going in as a regular start and then I realized he's aging. So, yes, maybe a rotation player. See, when I slot Matic into that rotation player now, we don't have a CD as a regular starter. See the problem here? Like I said earlier, pray. Moving on, Fred Rodriguez, the Brazilian passport guy with the Brazilian foot. One of a foot he's got. Shoots first time. Man, what a shot he's got. The player himself, Fred. And with all honesty, if I have to analyze Fred properly, he has to be a regular starter because we do know that's what Solskjaer does. He starts Fred, he starts McTominay. So I have to slot them on that regular starter role. But for me, Fred is not a regular starter. He is a rotation player for me. He is there to be on that bench, maybe to bring you in halftime, maybe when you have to attack a bit. As a center defensive midfielder, he's a no. He's not a regular starter. He is not there yet as a Manchester United player. So yes, that is a bit of a problem. But since Solskjaer is starting out who as the regular starter. Well, it's fate. I have to do it. My clip just went flying. Scott McTominay, like I told you, Fred and McTominay. I want them to be rotation players. They're not starters. They're not there. They're not up to that mark of a Manchester United player yet. But Solskjaer is Solskjaer. I can't change Solskjaer. All the fans currently, most of the fans, in fact, not all the fans, most of Manchester United fans know that Manchester United shouldn't be starting with Fred and McTominay. They're not fit enough to be Manchester United players yet. Yes, maybe McTominay because he came from that youth academy, but he is not a center defensive midfielder. We are playing these players out of their positions, and you see what it costs us at times. But Solskjaer is I have to go with regular starter for him as well. In fact, Matic should be a regular starter because he's the best we've got in that position. He's aging, so I've got no option. He goes as a rotation player. Fred and McTominay shouldn't be regular starters, they should be rotation players. Whereas Donny van de Beek comes in and he should be a starter. But according to Solskjaer, I have to go with rotation player. And next on the list we've got is Donny van de Beek. Like I told you, you've seen throughout last season, you've seen this season as well. Even after Fred costing us that game, even after that midfield pivot cost us that Southampton game, we Solskjaer did stick to Fred and Matic. So yes, I have to go with rotation for Donny van de Beek, which really breaks my heart. Moving on to Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba, if you're watching this right now, we Manchester United fans want him to sign that new contract. Please, 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 man. We're getting you Ronaldo. We're getting you Varane, Frenchman himself, man. You gotta sign that contract. I think it's no secret to you. I need not explain this. Paul Pogba is a World Cup winner. You don't have a World Cup winner, you just got to bench him. Unless you've got an agenda with him, just like Mourinho did. With Paul Pogba, I think it's no secret. It is a regular starter. He is a regular starter. Bruno Fernandes, our Portuguese Magnifico, he came from sporting like Cristiano. He turns defenders into something. He goes left, he goes right. He is our Portuguese Magnifico. Bruno Fernandes. You saw it last season. I don't have to tell you what happens this season. He is a regular starter. So yes, that completes our midfield list of Hannibal Metri, Jesse Lingard, Matic, Fred McTominay, Van de Beek, Paul Pogba, and Bruno Fernandes. And now, yes, typing this out. So we start off with Medjbri, who I did slot as squad player. So we go with SQ. And then moving on to Lingard, who once again started as a squad player, didn't I? No, in fact, rotation. I did say that Solskjaer will be using Lingard quite often. So yes, Mata, our maestro, our coach, I think he'll be a brilliant coach at Manchester United. I've gone with him as a rotational player as well. Matic, then we move on to Matic as well. Once again, rotational player. He is aging, running out of minutes on his legs. Got to find new tires soon. I hope it's in January. Yes, there are a few outlets saying that Manchester United are preparing for business in January, which is completely and utter nonsense. At the moment, Manchester United are concentrated at the games coming up. I think January's business will be seen in January. It's Ed Woodward and the Glazers we've got on that top board. Do you think they're going to be planning the January transfer window? Maybe if we had a Van der Sar, but not with Woodward. And now with Woodward going, we're getting Richard Arnold, if I'm not wrong, who is once again another Glazer friend, a Glazer puppet. So I really don't see that happening. Just utter nonsense there. So we move on to Fred, who I did go with as a regular starter. Uh, did not go with a lot of joy with that as well. Moving on to McTominay, McSauce, and we did go with him as a starter as well. Then we go on to DVB. Mind the DVB is Donny Van de Beek. I need not tell this to you since you are Manchester United fans. I've gone with rotation since Solskjaer rotates him. Paul Pogba, I'll go with PP. Paul Pogba 6, PP 6. In fact, starter definitely. And Bruno. He's a Portuguese, no, Bruno. He came from Sporting Life Cristiano. He goes left, he goes right, he turns defenders into peep. He's our Portuguese Magnifico. He is the starter. And let me pin that to you as well. Yeah, there you go. Match free SQ once again. Squad player Lingard. Rotation Mata. Rotation Matic. Rotation Fred. Starter McTominay. A starter DVD. That is Donny Van de Beek. Rotation Paul Pogba. P6. I've gone with 6. He's just a number definitely as a starter. And Bruno Fernandes as a starter. And now to the most interesting place as well. To the most interesting list. We've got the forwards. To start off with Shola Shotiri, let me start typing that now itself. I think that would be much easier. With Shotiri, I've gone with what have I gone? Whatever. Yes, once again, another player from our youth squad, 18. He was 17 last season, and he played for Manchester United at the age of 17. While that's like me at the age of 18, sitting on bed doing nothing. And while he plays for Manchester United, the biggest football club. What a privilege, what an honor, and what a man, what a lucky man. In fact, he's quite a talented player. He is shining at the youth setup at the moment. One of the key players at the youth setup, along with the likes of Anthony Alaka, Hannibal Benchbury, and Teen Mengi Heaton there. We've got a good youth squad. I'll tell you what about Manchester United. We've got a good youth squad. We've got a lot of youth players, promising players stacking up. And one example, I'll bring the example later on. And thing is, when these players get to that time where they have to start for Manchester United, is a problem because we've already got a stacked squad. Because we've got the likes of James Garner, definitely a CDM, who is currently on loan at Nottingham Forest, so he has to start next season for me if we don't get a CDM. I would like to see Manchester United call him to the squad in January, which I don't see happening. We've got the and the example I did want to bring is Axel Tuanzebe. From the youth squad, class of a defender in my opinion. He did handle Neymar and Mbappe in that Paris game like he never went out. He just came out of injury and had to start against Paris. I think it was because Maguire was injured, and man, what a show he put up. He showed the world that he has been playing football since the age of 18 for Manchester United. That's how well he handled the likes of Neymar and Mbappe. at Paris Saint-Germain who are world-class players. And unfortunately, he's suffered through injuries. Now we've got the likes of Maguire and Varane who are undroppable, and he's moved on loan to Aston Villa. So interesting situations we've got coming up. It's a headache, but a good headache to have. Moving on from Shola Shortire. Yes, he is a squad player for me, and from Shortire we move on to Anthony Elanga. Definitely, like I told you, Anthony Elanga too. He's a squad player, so I've gone with him as a squad player as well. I really don't see him starting a lot of matches at the league, maybe at the cup, 1 or 2 games, but nothing other than that. Amad Diallo, very unfortunate player in fact, because he was supposed to go on loan. His loan move to Feyenoord was on the verge of being completed. Feyenoord, in fact, is a Dutch club. If you don't know, they have a Champions League to their name, whereas Manchester City don't have a Champions League to their name, which is a shame, isn't it? He was supposed to go on loan on this transfer window. Unfortunately, during training, he faced an injury, and therefore Feyenoord dropped away from the deal. They pulled out from the deal. They too said that it was unfortunate to have Diallo injured in training, because I think it would have been a really interesting move, because we do know the Dutch league gives and produces a few good youngsters. We've seen the likes of Delete, we've seen the likes of Dion, very good Dutch players, and there are plenty other Dutch players as well. Van Dijk, in fact, is from Netherlands as well. So it would have been an interesting move. Unfortunately, he was injured, and therefore he couldn't move on to Feyenoord on loan. Since he is injured, with that injury playing a part this season, I think he'll go as a squad player. But if he does get fit, if he is fully fit, I think he will be rotated, because he is at the right wing. At the right wing, the options we have at the moment is Jadon Sancho and Amad Diallo. Apart from that, we can use the likes of Jesse Lingard and Mata. At the moment, I've started them as midfielders, but they too can play at that right wing role. So yes, I'll go with squad player for now. Do send in your opinions on that as well. My opinion is different from yours. Football is about opinion. Opinions differ. Do send in your opinion on that live chat. Moving on, we move on to Jadon Sancho, who is one of the best under 21 players at the moment in the world. Ripped apart the Bundesliga along with Erling Haaland, and at the moment at Manchester United, a superb transfer was supposed to happen last summer. Last summer's business happening this summer. We got that price down. For our luck, it turned out to be good business with that price going down. He had a few off games, like I told you on that matchday reaction, if I'm not wrong. When you play with the likes of Sancho and Ronaldo, you've got to play proper tactical football. Last season, at Dortmund, the football Jadon Sancho played was pass and go, pass and go, pass and go. He's a quick player. He passes, he goes, he passes, he goes, he creates. The tempo at Manchester United, the last few matches were different. We were playing a slow game. We were not creative. We were taking too many touches. It was not a pass and go game. It was not the game for Jadon Sancho. When you play with the likes of Ronaldo and Sancho, this has to happen. You have to pass. You have to take those quick passes, one-touch passes. There should be a lot of creativity. Imagination matters at times like this. That is where you need Paul Pogba playing at the front and not at the back holding that midfield. And that is why he did have an off game, in my opinion. Apart from that, I think Sancho is going to take time to settle in at the Premier League, unlike Bruno Fernandes, who came in and boom, he started getting off the mark already. I think Jadon Sancho is going to take time. He is a young prospect. It's no secret to you. I think he'll be a regular starter. It's a difficult one for me as well, because he's had a few off. The game he started, in fact, was an off game, and I'm not quite sure how Solskjaer will deal with that situation, because once Rashford is fully fit, Solskjaer can play Martial at the left wing, Ronaldo as a striker, maybe Greenwood on the right wing, maybe Rashford on the right wing. But I really want to see Sancho start, because he's got to start it up till now. If we are to win leagues, all the players have to be a step ahead and not a step back. So yes, I really want to see Sancho starting. So I've gone with him as a regular starter. I've started him as a regular starter. You may have different opinions. Send your opinion on the live chat. Once again, if you are tuning in now, we are analyzing our squad for 2021-2022, sorting our players into regular style rotation and squad players as categories. We finished off the goalkeepers, defenders, and midfielders. I've sent slots and players on the chat forum. You can have a look there and share your opinion as well. At the moment, we're on the forwards list and we just finished Jadon Sancho. We move on to Marcus Rashford, MBE. Man, what a player he is off the field and what a player on field. Yes, a little off for England. I thought he did not have enough game time at the Euros. I think on the field he could be a superb player. He was playing with the injury last whole season. He's fully fit this season. Hopefully he will be back for training by mid or end of October. He is in fact on schedule, not on schedule in fact, in front. What do I say? He is before schedule. In fact, he was supposed to appear for training much more late, but at the moment he is on individual training, not heavy training, light training, since he is still treating that shoulder as well. He's ahead of schedule, in right words. So yes, we hopefully we get to see him on that squad quite early, but as of now, I think it will be mid October or end of October. Things can change. A fully fit Rashford for me is definitely a regular starter once again. Once again, I think with these forwards we have, it will be very interesting how to see how Solskjaer uses them because we've got the likes of Anthony Martial, Marcus Rashford, Mason Greenwood, Edinson Cavani, Cristiano Ronaldo, Jadon Sancho, and for now, I take the likes of Amad Diallo as well. So you've got seven forwards. I think apart from Diallo, who is still a youngster, I think he has the potential to be world class. I think all other, apart from Cavani and Ronaldo, who are already world class players, I think Ronaldo is about world class as well. The likes of Rashford, Martial, Sancho, who did I miss? And Greenwood have the potential to be world class. You've got top forwards there. It'll be interesting to see how Solskjaer handles this situation. For me, a fully fit Rashford is a starter, and he has to start on that left wing because throughout last season, the last few matches, we did see Solskjaer use Rashford on the right wing, and it did not work out because Rashford is not Rashford when he plays on that right wing. So, like I said, a fully fit Rashford is a starter for me. So, yes, I'll go with starter. Moving on, we've got Anthony Martial. Let's type that out there as well. Once again, Martial is back from injury after more than 5 months. The games he started were quite off. He started one game, and that was one off game. Came in as a substitution. I thought the last game. After he came on the second half, he did quite well. He started for France yesterday. He scored goal. He missed one good chance and he scored on the next. And I hope that boosts his confidence. And I really hope to see Martial because I think Martial, who is fully fit, can be very dangerous because we saw 2 seasons back what Martial can do when he did play that number 9 role along with Marcus Rashford. So I've gone with. Once again, it's really interesting to see how Solskjaer will handle this situation because they've got a packed forward line. For me, it's difficult because now you've got the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo and Edinson Cavani as a striker. Ronaldo wants to play almost every game. Start Rashford on the left. Okay, you go with Sancho on the right. If not Sancho, Greenwood. Is he going to be rotation or regular starter? It's difficult. I'll go with starter. Since Rashford is not fit, I think Martial is finding his speed at winger. So I think, yeah, he'll be back to full fitness and start off well. So I'm hoping to see Martial start. And it'll take some time for Rashford to find his legs as well. So I'll go with starter. Moving on to Mason Greenwood, I'll go with Greenwood Yes, my God, that's a wrong name. Mason Greenwood, I think, 19. He has been starting, but now if you got Cavani as a striker, you got Ronaldo as a striker, you got on the right wing, you've got Mason Jadon Sancho, who had one off game. All right, let me take it like this. So Anthony Martial will be starting on the left because Rashford is going to take time finding his legs. So I have him as a regular starter until Marcus Rashford is fully fit, and from there on, Solskjaer has to handle that situation well. Edinson Cavani and Ronaldo will be my strikers being rotated, but yes, regular starters. And Greenwood will be starting on the right flank as a right winger until Sancho adapts to the PL. So yes, Greenwood will be a starter for me, considering the fact that our right wing slot is a little. We don't have the opposite on backup. We have got backup, but yes, I'll go with Greenwood on the right wing for now instead of a striker. Since we've got the likes of Edinson Cavani and Ronaldo. So yes, next up we've got Mi Hombre Il Matador Edinson Cavani. I think last season had this been had you can't say had then we've already signed Ronaldo, but last season you did see him start a few matches. He started quite regularly. A few matches he started halfway because he couldn't start all matches. He's aging. He's running out of legs as well. This season, it'll be interesting what Solskjaer does with this because Cavani will want game time because he needs to get into that World Cup squad. He'll be demanding for game time. You don't drop a player like Ronaldo. You don't have a player like Ronaldo on the bench. Is he going to go with the front two? Interesting to see what will happen with that because and it's a really difficult decision for me to make as well because you've got Ronaldo, you've got Edinson Cavani, who's going to start? That is a problem because it's a tough decision, you know. I'll go with starter. I really got no option. I hope Solskjaer does change something. I think he'll be rotated, but Edinson Cavani is Edinson Cavani. What he did last season, he has to start this season. But then you've got Ronaldo. You've got to start Ronaldo. Oh my God, what a situation! What a headache! What a headache! A good headache. A good headache. Like I always say, so I'll just have him as a starter. Solskjaer, you can find a solution to start him. And moving on to our final player, the GOAT, the greatest of all time. In fact, in my opinion, a better player than Lionel Messi, who's only conquered Spain. Being a bit too harsh, am I? With all the respect to Lionel Messi, he is a fantastic player, admired by the legends around the footballing world. I think these two players shouldn't be compared. We should, in fact, enjoy them while they embrace it, while they play the game. So yes, so I think it shouldn't be compared. And in fact, fans like us should be enjoying them while they play the game because these players are coming towards the end of their careers as well. Cristiano is at 36 at the moment, and Messi, in fact, if I'm not wrong, at 34. So yes, enjoy them while you have. One's at PSG at the moment, the others at the greatest club, Manchester United. So Ronaldo, I think Ronaldo is Ronaldo. You can't bench a player like Ronaldo, can you? He is a starter. That is no secret to you, no secret to me, no secret to Solskjaer. And there you go, the forwards list. I'll pin that to you as well. There you go, that's pinned as well. So yes, we've completed the Manchester United squad 21, 20, 22 with 32 players. We've slotted 32 players into three categories. That is regular starter, rotation, and squad player. Mind you, these players have been slotted based on my opinion. Football is about opinions, so do send in your opinions and thoughts on the comment section. And if you are watching this live, do send it on the live chat forum as well. That is the players analyzed this season, apart from being starting, rotated, and squad players. When you take the likes of Marcus Rashford, he is going to take time. I expect him at least to score 20 goals this season. A fully fit Martial, once again, according to how Solskjaer handles him, if we just start regularly, once again, I expect at least 20 goals this season. If Rashford does start off, say, all right, let's say that Rashford misses on the next game, definitely. He comes in from the eighth game at least. He'll probably be there before that, but let's just say he comes in from the eighth game. He's fully fit on the eighth game. 30 games to go, at least 25 goals. That is what I expect from Rashford. Martial, if he does start, yes, once again 20 to 25, maybe even 30. And if he is rotated quite frequently, then maybe about 15 to 18 goals. Mason Greenwood is a youngster and he's already scored 3 in 3, hasn't he? My goal to score 38, 38 in 38, you never know. But really, it's a tough situation for Solskjaer. Headache, but a good headache to have. Maybe about 15 goals, maybe a 20 goals. This is going to be a big season for him as well. Edinson Cavani, really difficult to predict. Depends on what happens to him as well. Ronaldo, 28, 30, 40. Well, I did watch an interview done by Flex United where he interviews this 10-year-old and he asks, how many goals do you think Ronaldo is going to score? And he says, 500. So yes, Cristiano Ronaldo with 500 goals for this season. Manchester United, I predict Manchester United to finish on top of the group stages for UCL. Title charge is going to be interesting. I think with the defensive midfield, defensive midfield situation we have at the moment, I don't see us getting to that title. I think City are much stronger, Liverpool are stronger. Chelsea's got a good squad. They've got a superb manager on the title. If we don't settle that defensive midfield, it'll be interesting if we do get a defensive midfielder in that January transfer window. And until January, we've got to keep holding on and taking each game one by one. So if we do get a defensive midfielder by January, I want us to be champions. But that shouldn't be an excuse because Solskjaer did say anything other than what we've got this summer is a bonus. So which shows that he is happy with the squad, so he has to be title charged. The minimum I expect from Solskjaer at the Premier League is second place. Champions League, definitely lift the trophy. FA Cup, interesting situation. I'm really not going to predict that. Maybe I think we should go for the treble. It'll be interesting. Maybe a final at least, the minimum. The final. Yes, of course. And if Solskjaer, for me this season, if Solskjaer does not deliver silverware, he has to get the sack. He's got a squad beyond what he expected. He's got one of the best squads at Europe at the moment. He has to deliver silverware. If he does not, he's sacked for me. That's it for today, folks. That is the show. We've come. What we did today was the squad analysis. Manchester United squad for 2021, 2022. I hope you enjoyed the show. I think it was a cool show for me. I did enjoy it as well. It was really difficult slotting these players into those slots as well. I did enjoy the show. Mind you, we are on Instagram. The United Forum is officially on Instagram. I've pinned the Instagram link to as well. Do go follow us at theunited.forum is our Instagram username. So do go follow us there for all the latest updates, Manchester United news and transfer news. A lot of exciting things coming up. Stay tuned. Do subscribe to our channel. We are currently at 96 subscribers. Once again, four good friends. Share this video to 4 good friends. Make sure they subscribe. Give this video a like, share it, subscribe. Do follow us on our Instagram channel. Once again, stay home, stay safe, sanitize yourselves at all time, and wear a mask. Until I see you next Friday with the pre-match press conference. Have a good night and a blessed week. This is the United Forum.